the best to you from
FuzzTalkRadio.
KMRT. FuzzJockRadio.
Hey guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hey.
Guess what?
Yo.
What?
We're back.
And we're back.
Episode 6, according to my fuzzy math, which we're going to be doing a lot this week. Lots of fuzzy math. I'm just throwing that out there tonight. According to fuzzy math, we are on episode 6. And that means during episode 6, we're going to introduce our hosts. We got me, Fuzzy. We got JayMez.
And me. I'm JayMez.
And we got Sea.Dubbz.
Sea.Dubbz. It's me.
Uh-oh. We got some technical difficulties here. I think, JayMez, you might, something's going on with your mic.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah, something's up. Unplug your mic, bud. There you go. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Season 2, episode 6. I was just talking about, before we went on air, that we haven't dealt with any difficulties yet. And JayMez was like, because we upgraded. Well, There we go.
I got fixed.
No, there we go. You can't talk about not having technical difficulties. And another technical difficulty that we dealt with today was that we were going to have a guest guest with the most, Trevor, with us. But unfortunately, things arised, and not like Luis arised didn't show up, but something arised. And he unfortunately had to postpone his engagement with us. So in the future, we can expect our friend Trevor to be a guest host with the most on FuzzJockRadio. But we don't have him. Wow, JayMez.
Hey. What's up, bro?
I'm going to give you a hand signal if the sound comes up. So make sure. I don't know what you're doing to stop it, but
Okay.
we're good now.
Is it good? Okay.
It's good now.
Yep.
So when I see those signals, I'll know there's something.
If I go like this, and to the audience members, what I'm doing
That's graphic.
is very graphic, and I can't explain it to you. But this way,
Awesome.
JayMez at least knows that his mic is making a really weird sound. It sounds like aliens are invading. And maybe Sea.Dubbz. Maybe that's what's going on here.
It could be the aliens.
It could be the aliens. I saw one walking down the street the other day.
Oh.
Yeah.
We do have alien talk later on this show. We actually are going to be talking about an alien. So that's odd that you bring that up.
That's very true. Very true.
The Andromeda Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
But.
So, okay. Let's not be distracted by JayMez's technical difficulties today, because we are in episode 6. And episode 6 is not going to be about technical difficulties. It's going to be about other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So much other things like sports.
I mean, Trevor May, not related to the Trevor that we're going to have on as a guest, keeps thinking that the league is canceled, and we're going to get into something like that. But first, let's get into what we normally do. JayMez, how was your week?
Why does he just sit outside your window and shout that over and over again?
I've tried to tell him to leave. I'm afraid to call the cops because it is Trevor May, and I might get sued. I mean, he has money, right? Because he's a Major League Baseball player. And people with money sue people if you call the cops on them. So
I call that quick money.
It is. And I've asked him. He hasn't given me any reason why he does it, but he's just he's still doing it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll let me see here. I'm gonna throw something out at him and see if I can get him to stop. Ready? I'm gonna throw this cup. And
what happened?
Oh, I just threw something at Trevor.
You hit him?
Yeah, I hit him. Shit.
No, good. Thank God. I mean,
No. Okay. So.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Did you ask me something?
Yeah. JayMez. What did
Oh,
you do
what's up?
last week? What was up? What's going on, dude?
Oh man, I had a great thing to tell you about. So I had the glory in some gourmet vintage video games.
Okay. Go
So,
on.
one of my friends, Al, you may have heard of him.
Yeah, we had him on last week, dude.
Yeah, he got an Atari 800 personal home computer.
Oh.
Yes, this is
Wait a
Atari's 8-bit line, released 1979.
Not an 8600.
This is no.
That
This
was
is
not
after.
a typo.
This is before the 7800, but after the 5200.
interesting.
Huh.
Yeah. So Al does his research on such things. Some of the carts on there are the best arcade. What do you call it? Just best arcade translations of the arcades of that time. So like Defender, some great Pac-Man and Donkey Kong, some Pole Position.
Huh.
We played a whole bunch of these carts and like kept going for each other's high scores, and it was just glorious. I'll say to see the aesthetic of like the title screen of like the words, and then just the sound and the ambience. It'll be like a you know, or
Yeah.
and all of it was like the first time I'd really experienced comfort food. That feeling was that ambient sound and title screens from an Atari 800.
That's
It was
fabulous.
glorious. It was so beautiful.
I love it.
I love that too. Sea.Dubbz, what did you do this week?
I worked on some T-shirts, made some personal ones for friends, and yeah, mostly did that. And I watched a lot of new sport that we'll get into later.
Hmm.
I'll definitely talk about that later. There's a lot of that to talk about.
Just to remind everybody, Sea.Dubbz does have a clothing line called Die Alone. That's DYEA1ONE, and you can find it on the Instagrams and order T-shirts from him. I got mine, and it's great. It fits wonderful. It has the colors that match my hue, and it's great. Let's see.
Die Alone, DYE_A1ONE. It's a T-shirt brand using a dye as basically like paint, and I make T-shirts. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is
Call
pretty
now.
cool. I'm just gonna jump ahead here and not even wait for you guys to ask me. I did a lot of stuff this last week.
Do it.
I made that intro that we heard in the beginning.
Yeah.
That was fun. I did that last night.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun. And yeah, just basically chilled. Just kind of kept it cool, because
Nice, dude.
after the show, I don't see you guys. You guys just kind of leave me in that bunker, and so this time, instead of worrying about you guys coming back, because I knew you were gonna come back, because JayMez, you weren't worried about episode 5 happening, so I wasn't worried about episode 6 happening. So I just chilled.
Yeah.
I just chilled, in the bunker. It was nice. I got that piss pot and nobody to talk to and no outdoors, but whatever. It was cool.
Yeah.
So with that, I suppose let's get into
Bam.
Bam.
get into spam.
Get into
Whoa.
no. That's
Spam? I have never had spam. Have you?
Yes,
Yeah? Is it salty? I bet it's salty.
it's salty.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what's not salty is that dude doing the 1080 spin on the skateboard
Yeah.
thing.
11-year-old.
He was
I saw
11
it.
years old.
Yeah, 11-year-old
Yeah.
prodigy.
Holy shit, that's young. Yeah, 11-year-old Brazilian. I do not know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not gonna mess it up. But this kid, 1080 on a vertical ramp, more than 2 decades after Tony Hawk completed his first 900, and I think it was. I know it's real, okay, right? You know, I saw the video. I'm not going to contest like a lot of other people have contested that it's, you know, it wasn't a real 1080 because like he didn't land perfectly or whatever they're contesting. However, it could be. It's really interesting. Okay, it's really really interesting because you know I don't like dealing with conspiracies, right? You know, this is not conspiracy. But very, very, very interesting how close it is to the announcement of the new revised Tony Hawk, the remake of the Tony Hawk series.
Whoa.
Do you think the kids...
Dude, I'm so glad you went there with it.
Well, that's where my mind went right away. And I don't know how anybody else... I haven't seen anybody else bring this up, but like it's very coincidental that within the same week... Tony Hawk's video games stuff started coming out, and it's that game's coming out soon. It's not like it's like an announcement for a game coming out a year from now. It's coming out like next month.
Maybe they knew he was on the verge of it, and they paid him to keep trying it. It's a stunt. Which I'm fine with.
It is possible that whatever the recording you saw and I saw of him doing the 1080, that might not have been his first 1080.
Ooh,
that's true.
The first one they recorded.
Yeah, or done publicly, and that.
Yeah,
it's still pretty awesome and quite incredible, definitely at that age, but
I think it was the first time he did it because like his celebration afterwards, like he looked so like elated for like it seemed like a first time thing, like he finally landed it.
That's true.
You know, not to shut down your idea there, JayMez.
I don't know, it's part of the conspiracy. He had to act like he did it his first time.
No conspiracies here.
It doesn't have to be conspiracy to just be like viral marketing.
Yeah.
You know.
Man, do you think he's going to be automatically put into the Tony Hawk game?
Yeah.
He has to be. He has to be like the character you battle at the end after you've beaten it.
Yeah, you go against Tony Hawk to do it.
Yeah. At least DLC.
They make you go to X Games 2000 or 99? Was it 99? X Games 99, and he has to fight Tony Hawk to do a 900, and then the one after that you have to go to the wherever they're from and fight him, and that's the game. You win.
Either way, it's a lot of fun, and congratulations, you know, to this kid because it's a feat. I can't believe that somebody's able to do that.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Really cool.
Could I add? You know, you say there's people kind of contesting his landing, right? There are a lot of people, and you know, I don't think we need to give this that much credence because, as far as I know, it's simply, you know, talking head couch pundits on the internet that contest it. You know?
Absolutely, man.
So it's not real that there's a lot of people contesting it. There's like no one official, no one professional, expert advice or anything that's contesting it.
I'll even say it. Fuck those people.
Yeah. Well, if you want.
No. The people who contest it, fuck them. They just aren't. They're dicks. They're just dicks.
Be trolls. Like it is always weird when people start digging on somebody. I mean, it's a kid, you know, he's 11 years old, and
you
know, like what type of people are these to pick on a kid like that, you know?
Exactly.
So
fuck them.
Or fuck someone that appreciates your love and, you know, receives it.
What were you gonna say, Sea.Dubbz?
Well, we could go with some other people who are maybe thinking fuck them.
Oh yeah?
What happened?
Well,
the baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
you want to.
MLB, the players are maybe thinking, "Fuck them" to the management and the owners.
Canceled.
Because,
League's canceled.
yeah, maybe we spoke too soon last week.
Canceled.
Trevor hears me. Here's our broadcast outside. He's listening right now. And
Trevor might be right.
so what's up?
Yep, he might be right.
So what's up? I thought that they were bargaining. They said that they were starting to agree. The owners and the association wanted to start looking at opening up baseball here soon. But you're saying that the players aren't happy?
Well, it looks like the owners are trying to slap in a salary cap, which is what led to the lockout or the strike last time.
Okay.
Is because they don't want to have a salary cap.
They haven't had a salary cap ever, right? And there's other leagues that have salary caps, and it doesn't seem like a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
aren't these players?
Football does, right? Yeah.
I believe football does, right?
Bowling
Yeah,
does.
but don't you think football players should probably make more money considering how much they're putting their lives in danger every single play?
Well, they're making a lot of money to play a game.
Or
That's true, but there's a lot of money being made in that.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, they're mad about that. They're pretty upset. They also think that they're trying to scam them out of their pay. They want to give them pay deductions.
Okay.
And there's a lot. There are pitchers who've come out and said, "I'm not risking my life for a pay cut."
I mean, that's what it would
yeah.
be, is a pay cut, right?
Yeah,
Capping
be a
them.
pay cut.
What's the highest? Do we know what the highest pay is right now?
It would have to be. I don't know what it is, but it would have to be Bryce Harper.
Okay, so
Theoretically speaking,
Sea.Dubbz, you're saying that salary cap is bad, and
Yes.
other people are saying that it's good. And I'll take the side of the other people.
okay.
So, you know, they're playing. They're making enough. They're making a lot of money to play a game. Why?
Fair.
And not having a salary cap would allow these numbers to just become astronomical. And are these players worth that much money?
Well, with how much money is being made in the league, you'd think they would have to be worth that much money because there's more money than that being made. A lot more money than that being made than what they're being paid.
Well, didn't Major League Baseball just tell their players that their prorated salaries would contribute to an average loss of $640,000 for each game? That's a lot of money. I mean, over an 82 season,
just one game,
empty 82 game season, $640,000 per game.
But that's a projected loss of money of revenue that they don't have. It's not like they're losing that money in their out of their pockets. They're losing that future money.
The potential money there.
The potential money is what they're actually losing.
So
they're not actually losing any money. Not losing anything. And they have the TV contracts alone are so big that they could pay for all of the league salaries because they're billions of dollars.
Okay.
And it would take more than billions to pay off.
So I saw this tweet. Joe Sheehan, a columnist, wrote that, and this isn't fuzzy math. I said that I'd have fuzzy math, maybe trying to figure out what these numbers mean. It would be a little bit of fuzzy math on our side, but for $640,000 for each game over an 82 game season, which would be like ticket sales and fans, what do you call it? Concessions, players buying food and staff stuff and whatever, parking and $640,000, right? And they're blaming the players, their prorated salaries, to contribute to that average loss, or projected average loss.
Mm-hmm.
Because okay. So he says that's about 1.6 billion in total. The players would be getting paid about 2.2 billion for half a season. There are other costs, especially with a huge testing program as well thrown on top. But local TV is 2.1 billion, and national TV is 1.7 billion. Half is 1.9 billion. So just in TV revenue alone could pay for their salaries. Or pay for that loss, anyway. Or covers that loss.
More than cover the losses. And they could also amp up how much they charge, like people can charge for advertisements and things like that who have the contracts. They can try and negotiate better deals with those because they'll be the only, sport that, that's the option that they'll have. There's a lot that goes into this that they're trying to not let us know about, math-wise, that goes on the side of the owners, which is another reason why I'm against the salary cap. Because if you cap salary, that means that individual players will eventually cap what they earn. There will be too much a person can make in a league eventually. There already is kind of, and especially in football. The problem is the owners are making way more than that.
Yeah,
what did the owners do?
Where does the rest of that money go?
To them.
I mean, you don't know because most of these teams are privately owned, so they don't have to throw out their financials.
Mm-hmm. So just think it screws the players.
It should go to the players.
It should go to the players. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it should go to raises for the people that are running the stadium as well.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that they're all taken care of. And I'm sure they're not. I'm sure most stadiums don't have minimum. They probably have a lot of minimum wage workers, unless they're all part of the unions. Because the unions, I'm sure, help a lot with bargaining for employees and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, but the unions are rarely those employees that we're talking about. The people who would be working at the stadium selling your hot dogs, those concessions people, are usually a third party company, so they're not getting paid by that team anyway.
Oh,
and
true.
then they're getting paid. So it's like they're,
So in that third party company, then you have an owner there who's probably got a really nice contract and then pays his his employees.
What a great way to make money.
And then they have them line up. They first come, first serve for their concession jobs. So they have to come line up first to get to the stadium so that they can get a concession job that night. Because if they don't show up in time, they won't get one, depending on how busy the game is.
Yep.
So this is why I will fight for players' union contracts always.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Need these unions.
I mean, like you don't really think of it when you see, a player's salary when it's in the $640,000 for 5 years or whatever. I don't even know the numbers here, but like you see the salaries that these players are getting, and as a lowly individual that works just at a regular job sees that, and it's like can't even imagine that money. Why? And he's just playing a game. Why does he get that much? Well, because there is so much money in there that it needs to be distributed.
And should be distributed properly. And that's one of the best revenues they can do to distribute it, at least, is give it to the people who freaking play the game.
Yeah. They're the ones that are bringing the entertainment. They're the ones that are the workhorses. They're the ones that have, built their lives around. And now, especially with COVID, they're talking about opening up hub stadiums or areas where they can't even leave. Like I saw a report of like a
bubble cities.
Bubble city. And I saw a report of some teams somewhere they are doing this already, and a team's manager got in a bunch of trouble because he left the hotel to go get some toothpaste.
Yes.
And you know,
German soccer.
yeah, in Germany, yep. It's just I keep going back to when these players sign these contracts to play baseball or to play basketball. Did they sign up to not be around their family anymore, not to be able to socialize with anybody at all? You know, like to play in a bubble city and to just make money for their owners?
No.
Question: They did not.
You know,
That's why they should get the vote, and that's why I think that's good that they object. And they can maybe get a better deal.
I sure hope so. I mean, this is America's pastime we're talking about, guys. And once again, we're finding another thing that seems like it's like our memories have been tarnished of what actually baseball really is, or the people that are behind it anyway. The sport itself is great. But the people behind Major League Baseball, maybe it's just maybe it's an MLB problem too. I mean,
kind of like a FIFA thing where they're so corrupt.
Yeah, I mean, like we got KBO where they talk about dejuicing the balls with everybody, and they all make an agreement on dejuicing the balls instead of making it so that fans think it's a conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
I think that's and that's honest.
It's very honest.
No, but I just think I don't know. Like we have the ability to corner something right now with the KBO too, and like look at how this league runs as opposed to just knowing the MLB. And I think a lot of people are kind of missing that in wishing that it was more, wishing that we could get our baseball going. Like maybe we do need to wait, or maybe even what if we have to cancel? What if we do have to cancel this? At what point is it time to start moving on for the next season?
Let's see what Trevor has
for
to
certain
say.
leagues.
League's canceled. League's canceled.
Yeah, he's calling it.
Yeah.
I mean,
League's canceled, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, I think you're absolutely right with that. As fans, we gotta ask ourselves, like, is our entertainment worth people getting sick and dying, or at least being in a situation where they don't get to see their own family? You know, I think that's the big thing. You know, a big thing for me is, you know, is it worth my entertainment to knowing that somebody else can't see their family?
Right.
They're risking their lives to play baseball for my entertainment.
To pay for less money than they normally would, to give up future contract negotiation rights, like to screw themselves over for our enjoyment because we want it now.
I mean, I'm all for it if the players are all for it. You know, that's great. If you guys, if you guys want to sign up for it and risk your lives and play baseball for us, that's great. But I have a big feeling that that's not the case. That they need to get paid. They need to make sure that it is safe for them to play, because they're humans too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. JayMez, you got something?
Yeah. These are all really great points, and I remember thinking, discussing some salary cap stuff earlier, that don't you just end up with like the New York Yankees then without a salary cap? But you know, maybe the funds being made should be distributed more according to who's actually putting in the work in the entertainment, and maybe if you don't agree with that sort of profession making that much, then maybe that the idea that so much revenue has to go to this sport and entertainment maybe that's the problem.
Maybe that is the problem. I'm not against that being brought up.
Yeah. But let's not blame a salary cap or not on that.
No. No.
Whereas in like advertisements, like
Yeah, exactly.
everything's bloated and inflated to
Yeah.
levels that are not reasonable anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why there's so much revenue in it.
Yeah, I can see.
Mhm.
I mean, how do you stop? How do you stop that? Isn't there something called like a luxury tax or something along those lines, or is that
Well, luxury
something?
taxes are, yeah, that's how you can prevent or you deter teams from making super teams is by having luxury taxes. When you go over so much pay, you have to pay even more um,
Who do
to
you?
the league.
Okay.
So
It,
it kind of, I mean, still, we still have the New York Yankees, like they do
Yeah,
exist,
they are kind
and
of a super
as
team.
but
they pay the luxury tax.
they pay luxury tax. So do the Dodgers.
How is that determined? Is it just for any team gets over a certain amount?
If it weren't for the Yankees, I think most teams wouldn't pay the amount they do in their luxury tax. Like because they're the number one franchise, monetized, like
Mhm.
everyone has a Yankees hat who is not from here. If you have a baseball hat, you have a Yankees hat. That's what you have, you know? Like
Yeah.
so they have all the money in the world. They can definitely afford it,
Yeah.
and they do.
Yeah. So, but like
And
with
so
go ahead,
so
James.
that doesn't really deter them. They're just like, oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah, the
But
luxury tax,
there's
that's
others.
just, yeah.
The Dodgers slice people and they cut salary and they trade people away to go under the luxury tax all the time because they don't want to pay it, even though they've got like 10 principal owners. They don't want to pay it because it does deter them. So, I mean, it's just the Yankees seem to be the only ones who just don't give a fuck ever, and they'll just
Is-
pay everyone everything.
Because outside of the United States, they are baseball.
Yeah, that's basically it. I
That's
mean, they
basically-
are.
Yeah. It makes sense. That's where the history is.
Yep. And outside the United States, you know what else there is?
KBO baseball.
That's
Oh,
correct.
Yeah, they're 11 games in now, which
It's
is
flying by, man.
absolutely flying by. Oh, do you remember how many games in their season there are there?
In this season, I don't know.
Okay.
They normally are pretty long, though.
Unfortunately, I mean, we're in we're in the top four. The LG Twins, they are 7-4 right now with a 63% percentage win streak, loss streak.
Win streak,
But
loss streak.
they're in fourth place, but they're tied for second place with
Yes.
Doosan
In a
and Lodi, and the NC Dinos are on top of the league with 10 wins and 1 loss. I think I
I
called
believe
that.
someone last week. Yeah. Didn't you call that, Fuzzy?
I think I called that last week. The Dinos are the ones to watch out for. They're
That's
the
what
newer
you
team.
said.
They're probably like the New York Yankees. They got the money, probably. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah, the KBO is still going strong. It's a lot of fun to watch. So I would suggest to tune in. ESPN usually plays them at midnight or 1:30 and 4:30 Central Standard Time. I would suggest to go to Twitch, search for it right around 4:30 a.m. and you'll find the Korean broadcast, and it's fun to watch that instead of the ESPN broadcasters.
Korean commercials.
Korean commercials are great.
Only worth it.
They're so fun.
Yeah.
I heard you saw some old spring training games, Sea.Dubbz.
Yeah, I've been searching everything sports, YouTube, watching any games I can, full games, and I came across some Twins spring training games from this season,
Oh,
just
this season?
before they
Ooh.
called it off.
Yeah, how are they?
And
How are the Twins looking? What would they have been like?
well, these two games I would say were not indicative of the rest of the ones that they had, but they only scored 2 runs between the 2 games, 1 in each game. But they were close to the end of the end of the spring training, so they're throwing out a lot more mixed lineups as opposed to throwing
Sure.
the real sluggers. But it was great to see. I think they would have been a good team. They had, because all the guys who did anything were all the prospects that we've all been waiting for. So
Yeah.
we got a good team. We'd currently be undefeated still. So
82-0.
Yeah.
Before the All-Star break somehow.
Very nice.
Yeah. Good future.
To go along with the theme of talking about sports that wants to restart up their start up their season or restart up their season, the National Hockey League commissioner said on Monday that the league is looking into 8 or 9 locations where about 12 teams could play in plans to restart the 2019 and 2020 season. So NHL still looking to see if they can reopen. Along with the NBA is still on the hunt. There hasn't been any updates since last week about they're either closing and the players for the NBA don't seem to be happy as well.
Well,
go ahead.
They want to play. That's what they want.
Yep. I don't know about the NHL players. Haven't really heard much from them yet. But
they're all on TikTok.
NHL players?
The NHL players?
Yeah, apparently there's an influx of NHL players getting on TikTok right now. So,
good.
Okay.
They're fine.
We'll need to get a TikTok representative out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, all these teams are like when I say they're looking to restart their seasons or start up their seasons, of course they are. In the background, everybody is, right? Everybody wants to reopen. But what's interesting to me is that the main news that's coming out of these organizations, other than the Michael Jordan documentary for NBA, is that's all they're talking about is reopening and restarting. Unlike the WNBA and MLS, when you search for their news, of course, I'm sure that they're trying to reopen, but that's not the main news. Their main news is that they're giving donations to charities, and they're starting up programs through Zoom for kids to be able to learn soccer and learn a little bit, talk with the WNBA players, and they're helping their communities. And that's the main news that's coming out of those organizations. And that's refreshing.
Yes.
Yes, everybody wants to have sports go again, but we need to do it in either a safe way, or when do we decide that we're just going to cancel the rest of the season?
Right.
Let's decide right now.
Yeah?
League's canceled.
Trevor?
League's canceled. League's canceled.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
The way I'm thinking about it is that the NHL and NBA are winter leagues, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're getting past the end of their postseasons already. Why not just throw that season under the bus? Just throw it away, and just concentrate on how you can open up your next season in a safe and friendly manner. This is a lot of time before the next season for winter sports to start. So they could do something really fucking awesome with, some type of internet broadcast, have extra Zoom cameras for our audience members, figure out a good way to purchase tickets to watch these games maybe online. You have an extra experience online somehow, like you get, backroom. I don't know. I'm not the one that's...
Their time trying to formulate the most insane strategic nightmare of putting a league on right now. Kick the can down this road and get it perfect in the
100%.
future.
Absolutely. That's the way I would do shit. Why not?
I like it. It's
You know,
interesting.
you're already losing a lot of money this season. Fuck it. Figure out a different way to make that money up.
Records.
Find new revenues.
Yep, figure it out.
Contribute. You have so much money coming in. Contribute some of that to your community, and not in a nefarious way of, like, you're doing it knowing that those people are going to support you more in the future. That's going to absolutely happen, but just do it out of the kindness of your heart, because there's a lot of people suffering right now. You have the money, and the WNBA is doing it, and the MLS is doing it, and that's absolutely wonderful. I fucking love it.
It's beautiful. That's why we cover them here.
Yeah. We love them. And it's not always about you.
No, it's not.
This is happening everywhere. So just relax, okay?
One nice story that did come out of the NFL is that the sounds like they adjusted the Rooney Rule. So that's
What
hard
was
to
that?
say. They now
What's a Rooney Rule?
It's a way to make sure that the interviews for head coaches are a little bit more fair than they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
They adjusted the rule to they now must interview 2 minority head coaches for head coach positions. Teams will be expected to interview at least 2 minority candidates not associated with their own team for a potential head coaching vacancy. Also, 1 minority candidate will need to be interviewed for coordinator positions as well as high-ranking positions in the front office, including the general manager role. So just making sure, things are done legitly and gives everybody an opportunity to apply for those jobs.
Yeah.
So good on the NFL.
Yes. Very good. Because I think it was like Leslie Frazier, someone like that, was used a couple times to be the like, it was the defensive. I don't even know if it was the Vikings. It might have been in Tampa, but like, he was the coordinator, and so they'd like, oh, we interviewed him for the head coaching job, but we're not going to pick him. And it's like, you weren't going to pick him. He's on your team already, and so that's why I think it's smart that they're making you interview 2 people not associated with your team.
Yep. Yep.
You can't kick around your token black guy like some teams like to treat them.
Yeah.
So that's good. I like to hear that.
Yeah, it made me happy to see that, especially after all the news of whatever is going on right now. So yeah.
You know what else made me happy?
What made you happy?
Oh man, today. And JayMez knows about this already, and Fuzzy, you know about it already. You guys, I guess, were way ahead of the curve on this.
Yeah.
Marble racing, man.
What? What did you just say?
Marble racing.
Marbles.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that when I was laid up with my blood clot last year, JayMez was hanging out with me, and we came across this YouTube channel that loved marbles, and they made tracks in the sand, for the marbles to go down into the beach, and they went to different locations across the world that had these marble contraptions where they had put like 10,000 marbles into this thing, and then they would roll down, and they'd have levers lifting them up and stuff like that, and fun to watch while you're laid up and the twins aren't on, and then I got JayMez sent us a link saying we need to watch this John Oliver interview or episode. And in it, he had found this marble racing
the same one
YouTube channel, and it's the same one
we were on.
Yeah, and they needed sponsors to keep things going and whatnot, and the John Oliver show sponsors this channel now, and it's for me it was really neat to make 2 and 2 and just be together and be like, yo, I was watching the beginning of this. This is really neat to see that they're this far now. And Sea.Dubbz, it was your first time watching this, right?
all day.
So
I've watched it all day.
tell us your experience.
Well, the thing I love the most about it is that they have an announcer who's really good at giving you a play-by-play. I mean, he kills it. He takes it seriously. He's good at it. He says the right terminology. He's top notch.
Okay.
It's really good.
So they have an announcer.
Actually,
and like, what's going on with this whole thing? Like,
they have colored marbles that each represent teams. They have multiple members of each team. So there's there's one racer one time and a different racer a different time that are different marbles, and they represent the same team, and they race. They have qualifying rounds to find out the order of the race, and then they put them in the order, and then they actually do the race.
and so the race
And they have a whole season.
And the race is comprised of these tracks that they set up. The marbles are lined up and are brought up a lift to be let down, and the gates open, and then they roll down this big long track with a bunch of curves, and some of the marbles jump off the track because they hit the curve too fast, and it's like track and field almost, where they like like they have members of their team,
but when they fall off the track and stuff like that, they treat it like it's a car crash.
Okay.
Like security has to show up and take care of them, or like sometimes there was one time where a fan got on the track, and there was an extra marble, and they had to escort it off. They had marbles escort that marble off the track, and had people booing, like the crowd is booing
with stop animation.
Yes.
Stop motion animation. This is really neat and really well done. And like you said, that the announcer is just great. Like he calls it like a real like NASCAR car race, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And
I actually picked a whole bunch of stats and everything, but I realized I'd actually prefer everyone watch it. So I'm not going to read any of the stats. I'll just read some of the names of teams. So
these team names.
Yeah,
these team names are good.
We've got our teams. We're all supporters. We've got our teams, So, Savage Speeders is a team. The Hornets, the Limers, Raspberry Racers, Rojo Rollers.
Mine are the Green Ducks.
Green Ducks, that's yours. Yep.
I like
the Fun
Balls of Chaos.
Yes, Balls of Chaos. Team Momo, I love that one.
Rangers, the orange team.
Yes, Rangers is a great one.
They're the orange marbles.
Mm-hmm. And Snowballs is my favorite. Team Galactic is my my wife's favorite. Balls of Chaos though, that's a good one too. I love that name.
I really like
Balls
that name.
Yeah. So the one thing I do have to say is congratulations to Snowy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Good job,
racer.
Snowy.
Yeah, Snowy, good job. And fuck you, Snowflake.
We got an update, knife or hammer. Knife. Mr. Green with the candlestick in the ballroom. Hammer. Hatchet with a hammer, pole, best of both worlds. Knife and knife.
Damn you, Knife.
Knife wins.
Knife wins. We now have the answer.
All right.
So
be it.
Oh, dudes.
Overtime.
It's fuzzy memory time, dude. When we decided we were gonna have overtime, JayMez, I thought it was a really good idea, and we tried it, and we did it, and
It was fun.
The audience got back to us and said, "What the fuck? Where's Fuzzy Memories?" And then when I did Fuzzy Memories, we got, "Wow, it's back," and they think it's back.
Yeah,
and it is back. We decided the overtime Supreme Extravaganza Bonanza is going to be exclusive to any of our guest hosts with the most ghosts. So when we have them on, they'll do the overtime, and then when they're not on, we will do fuzzy memory trivias. How's that sound for you?
I like it.
Yeah. So I'm just bringing up the scoreboard here, and it looks like we're still at 0-0.
Perfect.
Which is really neat.
Yep.
I didn't do that on purpose. There's no half points once again. Sea.Dubbz, what's the dynamic? Whoa, I already did that one. What African country was the first ever to qualify for a World Cup?
Jesus Christ. I don't know. South Africa.
Incorrect. JayMez?
It is Egypt.
You are correct. JayMez
job.
with a point. The JayMez, which basketball player was Michael Jordan nicknamed after as a young high school basketball enthusiast?
That would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Incorrect. Sea.Dubbz.
What's the question again?
Which basketball player was Michael Jordan nicknamed after as a young high school basketball enthusiast?
Larry Bird.
Incorrect. Magic after Magic Johnson.
Ah, damn. That was shit. I shouldn't have gone with the joke one. That was my other option. Okay.
Sea.Dubbz.
Yep.
What is the only team in the NFL to neither host nor play in the Super Bowl?
Neither host nor play in the Super Bowl. The Cleveland Browns?
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
Sea.Dubbz
Couldn't
with
be
the
anyone
point.
else.
JayMez, how many minutes was the longest recorded point in the history of tennis?
It was 34 minutes.
Incorrect. Sea.Dubbz.
5 minutes.
Incorrect. 29 minutes. That's a long.
Whoa.
Oh. That's some long tennis.
I thought it might be a trick.
Sea.Dubbz.
Yeah.
What team gets the advantage of first bat in baseball?
The visiting team.
Correct. Sea.Dubbz with a point.
2 points.
JayMez.
Hey.
What country has competed the most times in the Summer Olympics without winning a gold medal?
Most times without winning a gold medal. Ireland?
Incorrect. Sea.Dubbz.
China.
The Philippines.
Oh.
So that is the end of Fuzzy Memory Trivia. I do have one other question for everybody. However, for the audience, the FuzzJockers, is it an out if a baseball tips off a player's glove and another player catches it?
Solid question.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
Email your answers to us.
Email your answers to us. FuzzJockRadio@gmail.com. Once again, that's FuzzJockRadio@gmail.com. Hey, Trevor, how you doing out there?
League's canceled. League's canceled.
Hey, you should ask him if he knows anything about Fight Island.
Yeah?
Yeah. Does he know anything about Fight Island?
We haven't. Well, I don't know if Trevor knows about Fight Island, but I do.
I don't even know if it's real.
Dude, I don't know. I got. Thanks for reminding me because I do have Dana White on hold. And I know, yeah, like it's starting to think. I'm starting to think that it's fake too.
Fake news.
Fake news, right? Right? Fight.
Such thing as Fight
Hey,
Island.
Dana, is Fight Island? We're really thinking that Fight Island is not real. Like you're just making that to making it up to make headlines. What do you say about that?
Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is a real thing. It's really happening. Ready to go. Fight Island is real. I'm ready to go. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. The infrastructure really happening right now. Fight Island is a real thing. I'm ready to go.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess he's ready to go.
I guess it's real.
Well, he just hung up on us, so
Okay.
he must gotta get that shit going. He's ready to go. So
Yeah.
there's an update there for you for Fight Island.
Now we know.
We still have a contest going for Fight Island to become our what do you call it?
Field
correspondent, right? There's information out there on how to do that. We will send you. You just gotta email us. 3 cool pictures and stuff, and a little recording of you, being a correspondent and why we should send you down to Fight Island. You can send all that information to FuzzJockRadio@gmail.com. Hit us up. Let us know why we should consider you as a correspondent. Here. I got
Why?
this. When Fight Island is ready,
Wow.
White
And
intends to hold international fights there.
He's gonna put it sounds like the octagon is gonna be on the beach, like in front of the water or whatever.
I'm sorry.
He's gonna make it
Wow.
dramatic as he possibly can.
I'm sorry, but fucking cool.
I know.
I like that.
Why not?
We're gonna have to send our own correspondent down there.
Yeah, we will have to find a correspondent. If
And it could be you.
fans, if could be you.
It can be
wanna be
me.
a correspondent to Fight Island, we'll send you all expenses paid. To Fight Island.
Some
starts.
expenses paid.
No expenses paid.
Maybe.
All.
No.
Well, I don't remember. We'll have to check with our legal team. So this is non-official,
Yeah.
but just know this is as official as it can be right now with
pretty official.
the owner of Fuzz Talk Radio. Yeah. So yeah, Fight Island, a corresponding contest. It is real. Dana
It's real.
White is telling us that it's real. I'm getting a call again.
Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is real. Fight Island is a real thing. It's really happening. Ready to go. Fight Island is real. I'm ready to go. Fight Island is real.
So yeah, you heard it from the man himself. Fight Island is real. I think that's an episode, guys. I think we're
Solid.
there. Yeah. If you can hear the cats are running in the background, telling me that it's time to go.
Oh no, they're reminding you of the
Oh,
Stadium
no.
Stampede,
What about this?
which we look
What?
forward to. That's the only thing we got to cover, and then we're done.
What's the Stadium Stampede?
AEW has this pay-per-view this Saturday, and they're going to have 10 people fight throughout the entire Jacksonville Jaguars stadium.
What?
Just 5-on-5 throughout the empty stadium. They're going to fight. That's it.
so
Huge, no disqualification, go crazy match. Stadium Stampede. Isn't that crazy?
so they're fighting all throughout the whole stadium, like no ring.
Yeah.
Or they probably have a ring to start off with, and then they just get out of
Might
it.
have a ring, but I don't know. Honestly, they might not have a ring. They might not need one.
Are they gonna have different fighters fighting at the same time in different parts of the stadium? Because stadiums are pretty
Yeah.
big. Oh, really?
Yeah, they'll be like 2 dudes will be on one area and 2 dudes will be in another, and then like 4 dudes will be fighting in another.
And then
Like-
are they gonna have that drone character flying between different matches to show? Oh no! Wait a minute.
He got killed.
He did get killed, didn't he?
The drone got smashed. Yeah, the drone got smashed by Jericho. He got his shirt back from the drone, and then Jericho destroyed the Vanguard. So there is no drone now, unless another one comes. Maybe.
Maybe a fleet of drones will show up.
Dude, fleet of drones. That's my new metal band name.
A fleet of
My
drones.
new
Battle
battle band.
You're
My
in a,
new battle band.
JayMez, you were in a metal band, weren't you?
No, I wasn't a battle man.
Oh, what?
Couldn't be the battle man. Went to Fight Island to compete with the battle man.
Yep.
That was my experience with that.
See,
That's
now,
pretty good.
now, getting back to, so like, so WWE wrestlers and AEW wrestlers, having them quarantined to do their performance art in their sports, makes sense because they're being paid a contract, and in their contract they could be signing up for doing that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know, it's more of an entertainment industry than a sports industry.
And if you notice watching them too, there are people who are not opting in.
Yep.
There are people absent currently.
And that's another thing too. I guess I never even thought of that. That there are individuals that can decide if they want to be part of it or not, and that's so
Yeah.
you know that's okay. But with team sports, it's all or nothing.
Hmm.
And as a team, you have to think of the players, the individuals. JayMez, what are you doing this next week?
So this next week, well, I am hoping to play some more Gourmet Atari with my friend. I think that's about it. Just get back to work and making some cold ones, and take it easy. Take it
Nice.
easy. I'm gonna stay home a lot probably, apart from work. That's it. Loving it.
I like it. Got to keep it easy, man.
Yeah.
Sea.Dubbz, what do you got going on?
I'm waiting for AEW Double or Nothing.
That's
what
it.
I got going on. I'm
Yeah.
staying inside, wearing a mask if I leave.
Watching all
Staying
those
inside.
marbles roll around as well.
Yes, I'm gonna watch the Marble League like crazy. They got the Olympics. I just started watching those. So
Nice.
yeah. What about you, Fuzz?
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep hanging out in this little bunker here and try to figure out what that new noise is that's happening in the background. And just not watching the news and just hoping that these players can get what they need, and that everybody can stop and think about what is essential in their lives and are they willing to die to get that shit.
The best of you from
Fuzz Talk.
radio. KMRT.
FuzzJockRadio.